We got 3 short films all under 5 minutes, and we're going to be breaking down, analyzing, critiquing, and ranking the editing of all 3 of these. We'll go into some other aspects of the film too, give some feedback, but mainly looking at the edit. And if you want to submit your short film, go to standardstoryco.com, join Friday Film Notes, my free weekly newsletter. At the bottom of every issue, you'll find the submission form. First, let's jump into this. We got Evil Bop-It, and I'm already so excited to see what an evil Bop-It is gonna do.
So did you see Mark Zuckerberg released a song with T-Pain?
No way.
That's not even a joke, it actually happened.
Look at that found.
What is it?
Oh, I just found it at my uncle's.
I bet you suck at it. Go for it, Tyler.
I got this. I used to be a pro.
Bop-It!
Okay. Hold on. There's a few things already. First of all, this jump cut was pretty egregious.
I got this. I used to be a pro.
Bop-It!
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't quite buy that jump cut. Didn't feel earned. Seems more like the editor got back into a corner and was like, I gotta get this thing moving. I'm just gonna jump cut. I understand. Honestly, I'd prefer that than just slowing down the pacing for an unnecessarily long time for this guy to pick the thing up. And another thing is, notice how stilted the cuts on each of the characters are. Every time they say a line, we cut to them.
Oh, I just found it at my uncle's.
I bet you suck at it. Go for it, Tyler.
I got this. I used to be a pro.
And then even like right before this guy says his line, I got this, like we're kind of waiting a while. To make it more natural, it's better to kind of have some L and J cuts thrown in where part of the line is coming under somebody else's shot, or maybe we're looking at a character when we're hearing somebody else talk. When you're cutting specifically to each person as they start talking and then cutting away as they finish talking, the edit starts to feel pretty stilted and a little more on the amateur side.
Bop it! Twist it! Pull it!
Pacing is good though.
Twist it! Bop it! Pull it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill Alex! You're out!
What, you suck that bad?
Kill Alex! Do it now!
Yo, are you good? What did that thing just say?
Good use of music, sound design. He just has a knife in his pocket.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! Well, that just happened.
Bop it to start! Do it now!
I am not touching that.
I'll do it.
Bop it! Twist it! Pull it! Bop it! Bop it! Twist it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill out! Do it now! Bop it to start!
All right. First of all, props on keeping it so short. About 2 minutes for the full story, and then we got 30 seconds of credits.
Is it a Bop-It?
Oh, we got a little coda.
Bro, I was walking in the woods. What is this? Is it a Bop-It? Dude, we should so play this when I see you next.
Now, in a way, I feel like they got the kind of big picture stuff right. Like the pacing to me is the most important part of the edit when you're doing something narrative, and they did a good job. They kept it moving at a clip that felt appropriate for this story. There's a lot of out of focus shots. There's a lot of kind of awkward framing. Sometimes the acting is a little hit or miss. Right here, when he throws him against the wall, it feels like we hold too long on this before cutting to this, because the actor's not really doing anything there. The shot's not doing anything. Story-wise, I don't know why he kills himself here instead of the friend that the Bop-It's telling him to kill.
Oh my god!
Again, to cut to that guy right when he starts saying the "oh my god" line. I think you could massage this a little. Oh my god, and then he's like already backing up, you know?
Oh shit.
Same here.
Well, that just happened.
Bop-It to start. Do it now.
Just have that kind of confidence that, hey, I don't have to be showing the person that's talking. I can show anything. And in fact, a lot of times it's better specifically to not show the person that's talking. The camera wants to see change. It doesn't necessarily want to see the person that's talking. It wants to see the person that's reacting to the person that's talking. It's a good thing to think about. Like, what is more important than what's actually telling the story? Is it the line that's coming out of an actor's mouth, or is it the person that's listening to them having a reaction to that line? Always something to think about. So good job, Tyler Alleman. And it does say here that you are the editor and you'd love some feedback on how you can improve your editing skills. Hopefully this helped. Biggest note for you on your next project, maybe just think about when you're filming, get that coverage, but hold on the actors longer if you weren't shooting. I have a feeling that as I watched this film, like you only shot the lines that you thought each actor should say, and you didn't record them when other actors were saying lines off screen. So just hold on the actors through the whole scene. And when you're in the edit, think about, hey, can I hold on this actor while a couple other lines or responses go off screen, and get this guy picking up the next line might be more interesting. That's what makes the edit feels like it has a point of view and that you're really actively telling the story as opposed to just like covering the action of what's happening in the scene. Okay, next film. We're going from one kid's game to another, Evil Bop-It to Simon. We'll see if this is about Simon Says.
Yep. You won't believe what happened at work today. Mm-hmm. Huge breakthrough. Mm.
Can I help you?
Yeah, hi. I'm really sorry to bother you, but I think I might be your son. Yeah, I know. I should have called ahead, but my name's Simon.
Look, I think I'm just...
No, I was given this address.
Well, you better come in then. Beth.
All right, already this is looking a lot more mature in the editing style. A couple things that struck me. The very beginning is, I love it. That shot of the wide, heading into this, holding on this as she goes off frame. This is an interesting composition. We get the doorbell. He stands up, and we're out of it into him opening the door. So cutting ahead a little bit in time.
Yeah, hi.
This scene is done pretty well, but I do feel like, once again,
I think I might be your son.
I think this scene might have been more interesting in the edit if we had held on this shot for that entire line so that we didn't see Simon until after this reaction from this guy. So he opens the door. Hi, can I help you? And then you just hear this man, this mysterious stranger that's entering the world, say this, but we're holding on him the whole time. His smile goes away. Now we show him for the first time. Again, it's just thinking about it more as a storyteller and less about covering the action. And to me, the story of this scene, at least so far in this film, is that there's this unexpected stranger who's coming in and completely disrupting this older man's life with this news. But the fact that we don't know who he is, to me as the editor, would suggest, well, then maybe let's not show his face. Now, on the other hand, we live in the real world, and who knows what the coverage was like. So you always have to just use the best footage that you have. You don't want to let your ideas and your premeditated intellectual plan for the scene get in the way of like what's doing the best as far as like telling an entertaining story and making the pacing good and all that kind of stuff. Performances, obviously. So got to work with what you got.
Should have called ahead, but...
Well, you better come in then. Beth.
Hello.
This is,
Simon.
Maybe you should sit down.
Again, nice composition here. I love how she's kind of trapped in the frame. She's, hemmed in by these two vertical lines. We have a lot of lines coming in from off screen between these two characters, but the scene's not really about them. It's about her reaction to this news, because this is obviously going to be the most jarring to her out of everybody here, I'm sure.
He says he's my son.
I'm sorry. I mean, look, you're we're not. Sorry, we've been together since we were at university. Okay. Are you serious? How old are you?
23.
Oh my God.
Look, sit down.
No!
Sorry, I should have got in contact sooner, but I was worried. I really shouldn't have come.
No, look. It's just a bit of a shock. For both of us. Let me talk to her.
There's a little bit of audio smoothing out that we could do sometimes when we cut. Now, there are J and L cuts happening here, which is great. Again, helping the dialogue just kind of flow more naturally by not feeling like we need to be locked in visually on who's talking. But sometimes you can hear kind of the end of one clip of audio and the beginning of another one, just like somebody's breath gets cut off too suddenly. So that's where adding little cross dissolves between every cut and the audio helps, especially when you're doing just a normal little dialogue scene like this. And it's quiet, there's no like background music or anything like that. Cutting away from that dialogue scene to a little detail shot of her with this paint tube. It's kind of nice. It's nice to kind of go from normal dialogue shot to tight close-up, just a cut of contrast like that. And you could probably even make the case that there's some kind of metaphor here with her trying to squeeze this paint tube. Like maybe she feels like she's getting the color squeezed out of her or something. I don't know.
I don't know what hurts me more. The fact you've gone and slept with someone who've actually had a child. Is that because we couldn't?
No. Look, we were both going through a bad time back then.
Oh, yeah.
I know it doesn't excuse it, but it was 20 years ago and it meant nothing to me.
Well, it clearly means something to him. I don't know how you could keep that from me. I don't know how you could do that. Do I even know you? Oh.
I'm sorry. It's all just a mess.
We'd best go back in.
That was great. I really enjoyed how long we held on this first master shot before we jumped into their close-ups. To me, good editing doesn't mean flashy editing or that you're cutting a lot. In fact, often it means the opposite, especially in narrative work where you know when to hold on a shot. And this is the perfect example. And I think they chose a good time to cut into her
It meant
close-up.
nothing to me.
Well, it clearly means something to him.
You know, that's like she's having kind of a change in the scene, and kind of a change in her energy, her first retort. So yeah, let's jump into her close-up here. That makes sense to me. I would actually say after this shot of him putting his hand on her arm,
We best go
Maybe
back.
not going to the wide and maybe going to her close up and then to his close up and just kind of keeping them visually separated like that for the rest of the scene might be nice. The audio dropped out right there and then kind of came in suddenly on his breath. So that seems like more of a mistake than anything.
Simon, there is a lot for us to process.
This isn't number 9 with the Gardens, is it?
No, it's number 6.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about the trouble. It was nice to meet you, yeah?
Perfect last shot. I mean, so good. So much happening. Again, you know, if one shot can take the place of like 5 different shots, it's probably going to be better. And this is that example. You got the guy exiting, you got the reveal of the number being messed up with the string having broken, and then you got him getting locked out of his own house, and a nice little frame for the credits to come over. Now, again, with this scene, the audio started falling apart here, and it seems like maybe the edit was getting rushed at this point because there's more of those hard cuts in just the like breathing sounds and like stuff between the lines. You can tell there were hard cuts in the audio. So just adding those little cross dissolves between every audio clip can help with that. And even more than that, you don't have to do the audio cut on the cut. You know, if somebody starts a breath, you can just move that audio to the beginning of the breath, even if it's before the beginning of the clip. So little things to think about. You want your audio in general to just like flow like one continuous river. You never want to hear like hard stops in the audio unless you're just totally changing scenes, usually. But I really enjoyed this film. I love this. And this is for a 48-hour film festival, which makes it all the more impressive. Let's read a little about it. It was made entirely in 48 hours for a competition. That's really impressive for 48 hours. Well done, Ed Willie. And I do think that's probably why some of the audio edits towards the end started feeling a little bit haphazard. Great story, really good acting, and good cinematography. And it didn't feel like you were just covering the action. It felt like the shots had some intentionality to it, which I always appreciate. While we're on the topic of editing, one thing that's been helping my edits out a lot lately is the sponsor of this video, Audio. Audio's got one of the best libraries for stock music and sound effects, plus some AI-enhanced tools to help you find the tracks that you want even faster. I tend to start my edits with some kind of temp track from another movie or a popular song. And if I do that, I can just copy the link to that song from Spotify, paste it into Audio, and it will serve me up all the songs from their library that kind of sound like that song or have the same energy. And even better, they now have their Hans AI tool, which lets you just type in what happens in the scene, what it feels like, what kind of camera movements happen, whatever, and Hans AI will serve you up tracks that fit exactly what you're looking for. So a huge time saver, not to mention you get stems for all their music tracks, which means you can manipulate them however you want in the edit. They have a huge sound effects library, and you can get 70% off your first year of Audio with my link in the description and the code standardstoryco at checkout, which brings the price down to only $59 for a whole year of their entire music and sound effects library. Wow. You won't find a better deal than that. Thank you, Audio. Now back to the next film, huh? Let's go to our third and final film called Gone in a Flash, 4-minute long thriller. Let's go. Okay, just to be nitpicky right off the bat, not a big fan of this font or necessarily the color. Okay. First of all, sick owl shots, but I could tell that this shot was speed ramped, so it's kind of a choppy frame rate right in the beginning and at the end of the clip too. So you'll see it here, kind of choppy, normal speed, choppy at the end again. So that's classic, like trying to make the most of a slow shot. So if you were to take this shot actually into Premiere and use optical flow for your speed change setting, then it would probably smooth it out so that you wouldn't see that frame rate jitteriness. Not a big deal, but since it's like the second shot of the film and we're just like 7 seconds into the film. And just to nitpick here, when he pulls out this roll of film, this is clearly the beginning of a roll of film. This is not a used roll of film. So anybody that's done film photography, I think, would catch that. I like the music changes. You've clearly done some work manipulating the music and timing it up to the film. This is very nice. Might be layering some sound design on top of it. How the hell you get that owl in that house? Is that a trained owl? Did you get an owl guy for this movie? That is a trained owl, all right. Wow. Nice transition. Very nice. All right, McKay Nielsen. And we got a little visuals for the credits too. Extra points. All right, got some thoughts. Coco the Eurasian eagle owl, first of all, killed it. Coco murdered this film. And good job, CJ Tobian, on the cinematography front, too. Okay, first of all, just to be totally honest, I do not understand what's happening with this guy. Why is this guy spying with binoculars on her? I understand there may be some kind of sinister elements to this guy. And then we get this close-up of her jewelry. Is he going to rob her? Possibly. Is he like a stalker? And then he's stalking the stalker. And he's got this sick owl on his shoulder. I mean, what a shot. Look at this. This makes me want to get an owl really bad. Great cut into this picture. Very economical and impactful. And then he's burning this photograph, which basically, so I get what's happening. He's basically like killing this guy with his camera, which is cool. I love that. But it just kind of came out of left field, this character, to me. So I think I would need some kind of, maybe we see in his bag that he's been stealing a bunch of jewelry. He's got jewelry in there, if that's even what's happening. But just some kind of clarification. But it's also just kind of a turn because this guy's going from just missing his ex-girlfriend or whatever to like being her protector. It's just a turn in the story that I wasn't expecting. But let's get away from the story and let's go back to the actual edit here. Let's talk about this effect. That is so well done for this short. I really loved that, and I'm gonna just take a look at how this was even done real quick. This is so cool. I'm guessing that he just shot this plate, probably on a tripod, right? got maybe a clean plate of the sky behind it. You might not necessarily need it. It's basically one color. And then how did they get the tree falling down? I guess they just manually cut it out in After Effects to a mask and then just animated it falling down a little bit. Added some leaves as an overlay here, and a lot of it's in the sound design. And then these trees swaying, which now that I look closer at it are probably composited in. Yeah, I think the kind of grainy, soft nature of this overlay is helping this effect a ton. As I look at it closer, I can see some of the jagged edges of what's happening here. But the first time I watched it, I was like, that was so cool. And it's just a clever effect. So the fact that there's no dialogue in here and we have like a visual trick that's driving the story, it definitely lends itself to being very edit forward. This is an interesting cut because I thought we were still in his office and then we kind of pull out and what we were just looking at, that insert, is actually here at this new location. I'm not sure that I quite like it because the moving into this kind of feels strange, and then cutting out to this, it doesn't flow super great to me. Now, they do a lot of super shallow depth of field in this short. I would argue maybe too shallow. They do a great job of keeping the eyes tack sharp, which is really hard when you're shooting this shallow. I don't think they really misfocus much in this. But to me, it seems like it would make more sense to save that shallowness for these types of shots, these flashback sequences, where it would feel a little dreamier and softer. But that's more of a cinematography thought than anything. Look at this thing swinging before he grabs the drawer, and then after he grabs it, he makes sure it's not swinging. That is the weirdest part of the film to me. That's the biggest question. It almost seems like he was getting ready to do another take, and that's why he stopped it from swinging, but then at the end he decided, let me just use that first take. So that could be more of a mistake than anything. Overall, the story feels a little like underdeveloped, and you know, it's very short. We're talking about a 4-minute long, sub 4-minute long film, and we're kind of telling a lot of story in there. I wonder if this had been stretched out to 5 or 5.5, 6 minutes, and there had been a little bit of dialogue, if everything would have been more clear, made more sense, and been a little more impactful at the very end. But regardless, very interesting film. I watched it a couple times back to back and was entertained the whole time. And a really great edit. So I'm going to go ahead and rank these GIAF number 1, Simon number 2, my Bop-It Turned Evil number 3. Great job to McKay Nielsen, Ed Willey, Tyler Alleman. I'll put all their links to their films in the description. Check them out. Thank you to Audio for sponsoring this film. And if you want to submit your film, go to standardstoryco.com and join Friday Film Notes. The submission form is at the bottom of every Friday's newsletter. Thank y'all and have a blessed day.